All right, today I'm inviting you on a journey with me. I'm gonna go climb up to Payson Peak. Let's see if I can get it pointed. Right there, Payson Peak. We're gonna climb up to that. It's a hot day in July. It's supposed to get up to about 110 degrees, but we're gonna go up and have some fun anyway. So this peak right here is Dry Mountain, and then that one, Payson Peak. So that's our destination. All right, our journey begins here. We're a little east of Spring Lake, and this trailhead is called the Picayune, I think, if I'm saying it right. Picayune Trailhead, and heading up there. All right, so just barely up the trail. We haven't come very far. There's Spring Lake. You get to this big tank of water. Obviously, we're still in civilization, but so we're gonna be going up this way. Over here is the Picayune Canyon. That's where the trailhead leads. There's another trail going up there. That's our destination. Okay, so here we are, this big juniper cedar tree. This is the first, right here, T-intersection in the trail. You can see we've already got some pretty good elevation. Overlooking, there's the Payson Temple, and overlooking Spring Lake. But right here, this is an important spot where you go right when you're coming up. So we've made it up some more. There's a really cool cliff right there. Over here, that's Picayune Canyon. Dry Mountain. You can see we've made some good elevation. Way down there in the bottom is my car. Still got a ways to go. So we made it to a pretty cool spot in the trail. We got these cool rocks. Go past in between them. And over there is that big rock outcropping kind of cliff that we were seeing from below. Pretty cool little spot here, heading up. Okay, so we made it to a natural resting spot. You can see the trail wrapping around. And down there, well, right here first is like a little rock ledge cliff. It's actually a pretty cool view. And down there, as we went through those trees, provided a much needed bit of shade. And the rocks. So we haven't made it very far since the last video, last clip. That's Dry Mountain, north section of it. And you can't really tell, but down in there is the Picayune Canyon. You can see we've gained some pretty good elevation. Car is way down about there. We got Spring Lake right there. There's a part of Spring Lake town. There's a pretty cool spot here. We're going up there, and the trail continues that way. Here's another cool little section. Got this big rock. Right here, there's like a little animal cave. And straight above it, another one for the birds. Pretty cool country. So I'm back here, still at this little cave. Look at this interesting plant growing on the rock. Kind of like moss, but it's actually got like tiny little leaves. It's pretty cool. We're getting closer. Looks like the top about there. There's the trail. We're at a really cool lookout point. Dry mountain there. Canyon down there. We're on this little cliff here. Here's my trusty dog. Check out this view. You can kind of see the steepness of the hill, the mountain we're going up. Pretty nice. So it looks like we're getting close. Trail right there. You got this mound. Very little growth. Dry mountain still up there. So we got that mound. We're going to this one here. And there's the view behind us. Okay, we made it to an intermediate peak. There's Spring Lake down there. And over here, the temple, Payson Temple. And here's Payson City. Pretty nice view. But we haven't made it to the top yet, to the Payson Peak. While we're at it, that one is Salem Peak, Spanish Fork Peak, Mount Loafer, and one of those peaks up there is Santaquin Peak. Payson Peak. Working our way around, Dry Mountain. And down under that bush is where we took a break in the shade. And Santaquin. So here's the goofy thing. Here's Santaquin. Santaquin Peak. Way over there. Above Woodland Hills. I don't make the rules, I'm just informing you. Anyway, Payson Peak, that's our destination. Alright, down there was the peak we were just at. You can see we're making progress up to Payson Peak. Right there. We're almost to the top. All right, we made it. I'm on Payson Peak. I'm gonna flip the camera and give you the panoramic view. But this is it. Okay, starting to the south, that might be the actual highest point on Payson Peak. Over here we got Dry Mountain. Right there, Spring Lake Peak. We got Santaquin down there, Spring Lake down there, and Payson Temple there, Payson City. Over here we got like a fire pit on top of the peak and a rock pile down lower. Anyway, down here we got Payson City. Way out in the distance is Utah Lake. We got all these foothills of Payson. Over here we have Elk Ridge, Woodland Hills, Salem, Spanish Fork. So working our way over here, Spanish Fork Peak, Salem Peak. And now we can kind of see both peaks here. That one right there is Santaquin Peak, as ridiculous as that is. Way over there when Santaquin's way back that way. And then Lone Peak, or no, Loafer Mountain. Down in here is Payson Canyon. And we're back around to the highest point on Payson Peak. Now where I'm standing is almost as high as that. I'm in a bunch of oak trees, shrub oak. I think this is where I'm gonna put the flagpole. Because if I put it here, from all around, you'll be able to see the flag. So that is the plan. Okay, here we are on top again still. Here's the pillar of rock right here. Working this way, there's our gear. There's a little fire pit, well, kind of a big fire pit. Anyway, working our way up. We made a path through here that leads you to what will be the flagpole. Hopefully we can plant the flagpole there. Faithful Toto, checking it out, making sure there's no predators. Toto! Anyway, so making progress. Okay, real quick, we'll continue to the actual highest point. Where the flag is will be way more visible than way up here, way back here. But this point's probably 1 or 2 feet higher in elevation. So right here is probably the highest spot. So now I'm on the highest spot, Payson Peak. That will be a future site for Spring Lake Peak. See how from here you can't even see Payson? Payson's down behind this, and that's where we're going to put the flagpole right there. That's why we're not going to put the flag back here, even though this is slightly higher. We're doggone near the same height. That'll be for a future video. All right, we've had lunch, taken tons of pictures, and it's getting midday. There's our pack. We're gonna head down the hill, so we'll catch you down at the bottom. All right, so we stopped partway down. I was pointing out this big rock outcropping. We're here. Seeing that pretty cool? That's way down. There's the rock. And over here, Payson Canyon. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but that's how it's spelled. That's how I'm saying it phonetically. That's Dry Mountain up there. Payson Canyon. And the rock. Okay, we made it down. Here's the trailhead and my minivan. You don't need much of a car to get up here to start this hike. But we made it down. So that's a pretty good hike. I'd say easy to medium. What's only making it hard is the steepness, but there's a trail to follow nearly all the way up. So not too bad. Good hike. Thanks for watching.